Free agency is definitely one of the most exciting times in the NBA world. Super teams start forming, and also dynasties begin. Look at when Shaquille O'Neal left the Orlando Magic and took his talents to the Los Angeles Lakers. 3 championships. Look at when LeBron James and Chris Bosh took their talents to South Beach. 2 championships. And then in 2016, when Kevin Durant left OKC and went on to join the Golden State Warriors. Another 2 championships. Championships, championships, championships. In all of these cases, the balance of powers were shifted, and a juggernaut was born. And Adam Silver said, "Let there be light." Let's take a look now at some of the top free agents who are available in the 2021 offseason and see what Joe Lacob and the Golden State Warriors can take advantage of in order to continue their quest for another championship, while Steph Curry and the crew are in the later stages of their prime. Smash that like button, guys, subscribe if you're new, and let's get down to it. First off, let's get the point guards out of the way. Chris Paul, Mike Connolly, and Kyle Lowry are the 3 best point guards that are about to hit free agency. Chris Paul, aka CP3, although on the older side, did bring OKC to the playoffs last year in a loaded Western Conference. And this year, he's helped the Phoenix Suns become one of the elite teams in the NBA. CP3 does have a player option though, so for $44 million, and despite how good he is, I don't think any team in their right mind could possibly pay that much for a 36-year-old point guard. The only way I can see the Dubs signing him is if he goes ring chasing and accepts a much lower salary, but as rich as the man is already, I think he's going to pick up the player option. Next off, Mike Connolly and Kyle Lowry. They're both getting paid $30 million this year. And again, I think the Dubs only take them if they're willing to go ring chasing and accept the veterans minimum. Because the Dubs just have way too many guards already. I mean, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson. Plus, although Draymond Green isn't a guard, he acts like a point guard. Then we got the young Jordan Poole, who the Warriors are looking to develop. And there's also Nico Mannion, who the Warriors just drafted in 2020. So yeah, you get it. Unless there's some of these veteran point guards who are willing to take a huge pay cut, I don't see them being a plus for Golden State, because it'll absolutely deplete them. Next off, we have the man who needs no introductions. Lonzo Ball is classified as a point guard, but the man is 6'6", and can guard multiple positions, plus can shoot the 3-ball well. I mean, for the past 2 seasons, he's been shooting the 3-ball just a bit shy of 38%. I think he'd be a great fit with the Warriors, to be honest. He can rebound, dish the ball, shoot the ball, and put the ball into the bucket. He'd fit in really well with Steve Kerr's small ball system. And although he probably won't start, he'd be able to fit in about 25 minutes per game and be a great contributor for the Dubs. And if he helps the 2022 Dubs win that championship, there'll be a lot of entertainment from LeVar Ball. This next one here might be a bit controversial based on what happened in this year's offseason. But how about Marquise Chris again? Marquise Chris was just traded for salary purposes and was later waived by the Spurs. Depending on how much he'll be asking for this offseason, I'd love to see him back in a Warriors uniform. Him and the Warriors really got unlucky this season with that leg injury. Next off, we have the one and only Serge Ibaka. This dude is probably going to be one of the hotter picks in this offseason. He does have a player option for about $10 million, but if the Clippers don't win this season, and if Kawhi leaves in the offseason, I'm not sure Ibaka stays with the Clippers. He's a stretch 4, stretch 5, and has some huge contributions while playing just limited minutes every game. When the Warriors won the championship in 2015, they had veterans coming off the bench like Sean Livingston, Mo Spades, and Andre Iguodala. Ibaka could definitely be an important piece of that bench that enforces the Warriors' slogan, say it with me, strength in numbers. Speaking of the bench and strength in numbers, both the 6th Man of the Year and the runner-up for the 6th Man of the Year in 2020 are hidden free agency. I'm talking about Montrez Harrell and Dennis Schroeder from Los Angeles. Harrell has a player option, but Schroeder will become an unrestricted free agent. If the Warriors can somehow nab both of these two from the Lakers, well, imagine having Curry, Klay, and Draymond on the first unit, and then when they hit the bench, you got Montrez and Schroeder coming in? I know, I said the Warriors have enough point guards, and Schroeder is a point guard, but I just can't help but imagine how tough the Dubs would be with these 2 units coming off the bench. Next off, we got Evan Fournier. Man, Fournier's been shooting just a bit shy of 40% from the 3-point line his whole career, and that is pretty amazing. He's 6'7" and switches between the shooting guard position and the small forward position, but since the Dubs play positionless basketball anyway, he'd just be another scoring stud on the team. Honestly, I can't believe the Magic let him go for 2 second-round picks. Can you believe that? That's like trading a $100 bill for 2 quarters. What? That GM for the Magic must have been on some magic mushrooms when he made that trade. If you thought Fournier was a good pickup for the Dubs, wait till you hear the next one. The next name is a big one. Drake himself said about this name,
Demar. Okay. Demar, I say it, the less I like it.
I'm talking about the one and only Demar Derozan, who's set to become an unrestricted free agent in the offseason and has been a consistent scorer his whole career. He's been averaging 20 points per game, and his mid-range skills are just pure money. He doesn't shoot the three ball too well, but with Klay back in the lineup, operating with STEPH on the perimeter, that'll open up a lot of space for Demar to work his bread and butter. The more I hear it, the less I like it. Dang. Because of Drake, that's all I think about when I hear Demar's name. Last off here, we have a big one. Man, this guy is such a big name that helicopters were actually following him the last time he hit free agency. Can you believe that? Helicopters were literally following him. I'm talking about the guy whose laugh could headline ESPN. I'm talking about the cyborg, Kawhi Leonard. Now, Kawhi Leonard has a player option with the Clippers this offseason, but if they don't win it this year, and if Kawhi can't see himself winning with the Clippers going forward, he might just leave. Kawhi's pending free agency will have a lot to do with the Battle of Los Angeles. Yep, that's right. LeBron James and Anthony Davis going up against Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. Man, to be honest though, if Jamal Murray didn't suffer that leg injury, I saw the Nuggets ousting the Clippers again this postseason. Injuries definitely suck, and they've been messing around with the league more than ever this season. But anyway, back to Kawhi. If the Clippers don't win the chip this year, Kawhi might just be leaving. I mean, he is a ring chaser. That's why he left Toronto per reports. He just didn't believe they had what it took to win another one after 2019. Now, if Kawhi did leave the Clippers, why would he join the Warriors, you might ask? It's pretty simple. Let's look at his options of winning a ring. Out in the East, you have the Bucks, 76ers, Miami, Boston, and the Brooklyn Nets. The Bucks already have a big three with Giannis, Middleton, and Holiday. The 76ers have two injury-prone superstars in Embiid and Simmons. The Miami Heat are a potential trade destination, but Kawhi did go back to California to be closer to home, which he said was important. The Boston Celtics are a good team, but I don't know if Kawhi is ready to join a team with two young stars. And then there's the Brooklyn Nets, who already have a big three, and I don't think they'll have room for another star. On the West Coast, you have the Lakers. Kawhi already refused the Lakers once, and if he gets beat by him this year, I don't think his competitive spirit would allow him to join the Lakers, especially after he rejected him 2 years ago. The Suns in Utah are probably not places superstars want to go. And then we have Golden State. Sure, they are the 9th seed this year, but that's without their second best player in Klay Thompson. Next year, Wiseman will be back, and better. And they'll have that power trio back of Curry, Klay, and Draymond. Adding Kawhi to that mix would probably make them championship favorites. Also, since Kawhi and Serge Ibaka are buddy-buds from the 2019 championship in Toronto, there's a good chance that Ibaka will follow suit if Kawhi gets in. The weather in the Bay is nice too, and although it's not Los Angeles, it's still sunny California, so he's still close to home. The great thing about the 2021 offseason is Joe Lacob is probably one of, if not the most generous owners there are in the NBA. He's willing to spend well into the luxury tax if it gives his team a chance to win it all. I mean, this year, the 9th-seeded Warriors are probably the most expensive team in the entire NBA by a huge margin. With their power trio of Curry, Klay, and Draymond getting older, that window for winning another championship is closing, and it's really up to Lacob and the GM Bob Myers to put together the pieces around this superstar trio to win again. The question is, how aggressive is Bob Myers going to get in this offseason? As always, guys, thanks for watching. Cheers!